So I started with my father. He was one of the lucky few. Thanks to his intelligence, he won a scholarship to go study in a foreign land. I guess to come back and share what Liberia then didn't know, and to make it a little bit better. So he received a scholarship out of this program, and that allowed him to then go to, back then it was USSR, which is now Russia, for engineering. And so that's what he did. He left Liberia, and that's Liberia in the little corner over there. I know you guys can't see it. And he moved over to a foreign land, couldn't speak the language, couldn't write the language, couldn't understand it in the least bit. And it took him 1 year to actually learn that. And when he moved there, as the story goes, my mom was at a party, which my father was at, and that's them over there. So you know how the story goes, they fell for each other. And then came me. I was born in Ukraine, and then we moved to Africa, and that's where they had my little sister. Well, she's no longer little anymore, but they had her, and then after her, which my sister there is Chris, with the little cute bun, the high bun. If you guys knew my sister, you'll know why I drew her with a high bun. And that's the baby of the family, which isn't a baby anymore. She just turned 21. That's Frida, looking like a little cigar. So anyway, we were living happily ever after, I guess. And in 1989, we started hearing about a war. I know my little sisters wouldn't remember this, but I recall this. I remember this. It was on the radios a lot. They were saying that the rebels were coming. There was like a revolt happening. By 1990, it was definitely happening. There was a war. There were guns being fired all the time. There were also tanks. It was a sad time for us. So scary as it was, my parents decided this wasn't a place that we had to be, because they were killing people there like every day. And we lived in the city, Monrovia. And so my father, there were times that we didn't have food to eat. My dad made it a point to tell my mom that we needed to get out. Now that little thing hanging on the side of my mom, that is supposed to be my younger sister. And of course, our dad and our mom made it a point to get us out of there. They don't know how they were going to get us out. They took us to the American embassy. They said that they were going to only take the mom and the kids, being as though my mom was a foreign person. They were only going to do that, but my dad would have had to stay. My mom opted not to. My mom opted to stay together for love and to keep her family together and not break it apart, and we were to flee together. So, fast forward in the story, as we were trying to flee, we were trying to flee to Ghana, which was a neighboring country of ours, for refuge, definitely. Because it was pretty bad, everything that was going on. So since our parents decided we had to get out, this was our best option. We could, definitely leave to go to was definitely Ghana. We traveled to other countries. We were in Cote d'Ivoire, we were in Guinea, and so we definitely settled for Ghana as our refuge place. This is our next home. So my dad somehow worked his way and got a visa to go to the U.S. That means that they couldn't afford to take all of us. So my older sister from a previous relationship that my dad had, my older sister my younger sister Rita, my younger sister Chris, um, we were left in Ghana on a refugee camp, Budaburam. I know pretty much, there are a lot of Liberians that know of Budaburam. We stayed behind with our grandmother, my father's mother, till our dad, our mom, could get us over to the U.S. But they left, and that was a sad day because I totally recall the day that they were leaving with my little sister. I was super, super close with her, all the bonding that we did, and now we had to be torn apart. But that was the sacrifice that we had to make to have a better life. So, we moved to the U.S. in 1996, and immediately we were thrust into high school. It was a new experience. We got to meet new people. We totally didn't sound like them. We had accents. The bunch of questions that we did get, which was kind of odd when we came here, were anything from, hey, did you have a lion as a pet growing up in Africa? And I'm like, what? A lion? Where are these kids getting this from? You guys like my lion? Ooh, can you tell? It looks like a chicken in the back and, I don't know, confusion in the front. But anyway, I had to write lion so you guys knew exactly what I was talking about. Other questions that we were asked in high school pertaining our life in Africa was, hey, did you guys wear clothes, or did you guys wear grass skirts, or better yet, did you guys walk around naked? I'm like, what? Where are these people getting this from? Those were just like questions that just like came out of nowhere. Like, I remember distinctively, I think it was an English class that I was asked that question. I'm like, what the heck are they teaching them here? Another one was, I know you guys recognize my golden arches. Hey, do you guys have McDonald's? Do you guys have pizza? I'm like, what is going on here? Seriously, people, come on. And the answer to that is definitely no, we don't have McDonald's, we don't have pizza, but we have something similar to that. But anyway, also the big one was, hey, do you guys have MTV in Africa? I'm like, what? I lived in a refugee camp. Anyway, so proceeding, my second year of high school, things started to change for me my second year in high school. Growing up on a refugee camp, I used to walk everywhere. I used to do everything, help my grandma out, take care of my sister. So I was constantly like burning food. I was burning food. My metabolism was like insane. So fast forward, come to the U.S. and I'm taking the bus to school, and we're driving everywhere. You're no longer walking, and the food here, then I didn't know, but now I know, the genetically altered foods. It took a toll on my body. Like, I gained weight. They used to think I had sickle cell when I was in Africa, but by the second year, it was definitely obvious that I did not have sickle cell. But I came to the U.S., I was super, super skinny, and by consuming KFC, McDonald's, Wendy's, Chinese food, pizza, all those things that those kids were asking me about, boom, I gained weight. So, by the third year of high school, I became reserved. I was super, super shy. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to socialize. There were people. And so by the fourth year, things kind of, started changing a little bit because I befriended new people, and I started coming out of my shell a little bit. But prom was an experience that I'll never forget. Fourth year, my date never showed up. He told me to meet him somewhere. I purchased everything, and I showed up, and he was nowhere to be found. I remember crying so much. And I'm like, I'm not going. But my dad reeled me in and said, yes, you are going. It doesn't matter. And he bought a Nissan Xterra that year. That was the first year that they had it. So guess what? He let me drive it, and I said, you know what? I'm going to the prom. If anybody knows me, I love cars, and that was the only convincing that I needed. Thank you, Dad. So, now moving on to college. First year of college, I was still shy. I still had some weight on. And also again, I made new friends. I progressively started getting out of my shell. So, fast forward 1 year, my freshman year specifically, one day in my freshman year, trying to cross the street. I know the story, if you ask him, is going to be totally different from how I remembered it. But I'm crossing the street and somebody asked for help, and I'm starting to answer, and this person comes along and started telling me, oh no, you're wrong. And so back and forth, we were going back and forth and saying, no, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. Anyway, come to find out, I just totally like, what are you, a sophomore? What are you, a freshman? And he was like, no, I'm a sophomore. And I'm like, how do you not know your way around here? And I'm a freshman and I already know. Anyway, this person ended up loving me for who I was, fat or not. That's another story. But anyway, moving forward. So after college, which was an amazing experience, I got to meet new friends. I made best friends. I got my own apartment. The guy across the street that I was talking about, we moved in together. My dad wanted me to come home to save some money. He didn't want me to struggle. But what did I know that my dad was trying to help me out? I was in love, and I decided we needed to get in our own apartment, and I didn't go home. So in 2006, we got our first house, and we got a dog, an Airedale Terrier, that we named Ozzy. In 2011, life changed. My mom got a divorce. She lost her house to foreclosure. And also that meant she had no home. So she had to come over to us and live with us. Us meaning me and my husband, Julian. Now, at this point, my sister Chris had my little nephew Andre, and so they were also coming to live with us. We could not bear it to know that they needed our help and the fact that we could do nothing about it. So without hesitation, my husband said, yes, let them come over. Now, in the same token, in March of 2012, we found out grimly that my sister had a brain aneurysm, which we went to Stony Brook, New York in March, took care of it. Everything's done. Second surgery was in August, and now she's recuperating. She's alive. She's living life to the fullest, or I think she is. And March of this year, my mom and my sister and my little nephew got their own apartment, and they left. They moved out. So I turned back to YouTube. This is where I find happiness. This is where I also find love from all the people, all the subscribers on my channel. I look forward to doing videos all the time for you guys because I feel that you guys definitely appreciate it. I just want to say a thank you. This is where I come to look for solitude. As funny as that may sound, but I appreciate all the love that I get off of YouTube. I appreciate all the happiness that YouTube brings to my life. I'm definitely able to be myself when I am on YouTube. Everything that I love, everything that I enjoy, I try to share with you guys all the time. So thank you.